Welcome back. The news in details. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi held summit talks on Monday with Abu Dhabi Crown Prince Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan in Sharm el-Sheikh in the presence of the two countries' delegations. Presidential spokesman Bassem Radi said that President al-Sisi welcomed the UAE Prince and stressed on the significance of bilateral historical ties binding the two countries. The President asserted Egypt's keenness on fostering joint cooperation in various domains and intensifying coordination and consultation over the latest developments in the region and worldwide.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan have agreed on maximizing Egyptian Emirati coordination and cooperation to develop the Joint Arab Action System. Presidential spokesman Bassem Radi said in a statement that the two leaders agreed that this should help protect the Arab national security and enhance the Arab capabilities to face regional challenges and growing threats facing the regional security. Discussions between al-Sisi and Mohammed bin Zayed, also Deputy Supreme Commander of the United Arab Emirates Armed Forces, included regional and international issues, the spokesman said, noting that discussions have reflected a mutual understanding between the two sides on ways of dealing with these files. President Sisi reiterated Egypt's commitment and unwavering stance toward the security of the Gulf and the rejection of any practices that seek to destabilize the Gulf. Mohammed bin Zayed, for his part, held Egypt's firm and pivotal role as a main pillar of security and stability in the region, as well as the Egyptian effort to enhance the joint Arab work at all levels. Bin Zayed praised the huge progress witnessed by the Egyptian-Emirati relations in political, economic, developmental, and other fields, affirming the joint keenness to move forward toward deeper relations. Sisi and bin Zayed highlighted the need to support the joint cooperation between Egypt and the United Arab Emirates, especially in the economic field and regarding investments. Bin Zayed affirmed that his current visit to Egypt comes as a continuation of the historical and distinguished relations that bind the two countries, and in support of the bonds of their bilateral cooperation at all levels. The head of state affirmed Egypt's pride in the historical ties that unite the two brotherly countries and peoples, underscoring Egypt's keenness to continue to strengthen bilateral cooperation with the United Arab Emirates in various fields. The president also confirmed Egypt's keenness to intensify the pace of bilateral meetings between senior officials from the two countries on a regular basis for active and mutual coordination on the successive developments witnessed by the world and the region.
Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli held the second meeting of the Committee for Global Crisis Aftermath on Strategic Commodities with the attendance of a number of ministers. Madbouli asserted that the committee will be convening once a week as long as the crisis is continuing to follow up with the latest developments and take the necessary measures. During the meeting, the Premier said President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi gave directives that stable commodities be available and ordered concerned ministers to put a complete plan to provide a reserve of strategic commodities till the end of the year. During the meeting, it was agreed that farmers get their financial dues in 48 hours. Minister of Supply said there is an integral cooperation with the private sector and trade chambers to guarantee providing commodities with suitable prices. Minister of Interior also said during the meeting that campaigns are continuing to control markets. For his part, Minister of Local Development said that there are more than 15,000 outlets for staple commodities nationwide. Moreover, Minister of Solidarity said more than 4 million Ramadan boxes and 600,000 hot meals were distributed according to specific categories. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli held a joint press conference with Central Bank Governor Tariq Amir on Monday. Madbouli said that Egypt has set a fixed price for unsubsidized bread in an effort to counter rising food prices after Russia's invasion of Ukraine closed off access to lower-priced Black Sea wheat. According to official statements, Madbouli had set the price of commercially sold bread to 11.5 pounds per kilogram. Meanwhile, Amir reviewed the new currency strategy, which aims at reserving the basic commodities and monitoring markets during the coming period. Ministry of Interior said on Monday that it will continue its daily campaigns to following up prices of strategic commodities and monitoring cases of selling goods at higher than official prices. The ministry added that it succeeded to capture 109 catering cases during the past 24 hours. In the context of blocking goods, it reiterated that 100 tons of food commodities, 24 tons of subsidized wheat and 13 tons of cement were captured. First Lady Intisar al-Sisi said despite all challenges, the Egyptian mother will always be an icon as a heroine and a warrior battling for her family. In a post on social media marking the Mother's Day, the First Lady paid a tribute to every mother who is the first master of ethics, high principles and center of love and kindness. Welcome back. Egypt's stock indices collectively went up in the trading session on Monday after being affected by the central bank's decisions to raise interest rates and attract more investments. The benchmark EGX30 index jumped by 4.9%. The EGX70 index for small and medium businesses also went up by 2.83%. And the broader EGX100 index also rose 3.53%. After all indices jumped by strong purchasing deals of investors, the market capitalization gained 31.4 billion Egyptian pounds to close at 739.7 billion amid transactions of about 5 billion pounds. The Central Bank of Egypt raised interest rate by 1% at an extraordinary meeting on Monday, citing inflationary pressures triggered by the coronavirus pandemic and Russia's war in Ukraine, which hiked oil prices to new records.
The implementation of presidential directives, a package of financial and social protection measures worth 130 billion Egyptian pounds has been prepared to deal with the repercussions of global economic challenges and mitigate their effects on citizens, according to the Minister of Finance, Mohammed Ma'it. The minister indicated in a statement Monday that 2.7 billion Egyptian pounds will be allocated to include 450,000 new families for the beneficiaries of Takaful and the Karama. He added that it also includes allocating 190.5 billion Egyptian pounds to the National Authority for Social Insurance to disburse the annual increase in the value of pensions by 13%, with a minimum of 120 Egyptian pounds starting from the beginning of next April and increasing the tax exemption limit by 25% from 24 to 30,000 Egyptian pounds. The package also included the provision of 36 billion Egyptian pounds to disburse the periodic allowance for civil service persons and the special allowance for non-addresses, and to increase the additional incentive within the wage appropriations in the next year's budget of 400 billion Egyptian pounds. The minister also added that the customs dollar has been set at a value of 16 Egyptian pounds for basic commodities and production requirements by the end of next month. The state's public treasury bears the value of the real estate tax due on the industrial sectors for a period of 3 years at a value of 3.75 billion Egyptian pounds, according to the minister. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Egypt announced in an extraordinary meeting Monday to raise the Central Bank of Egypt CBE overnight deposit rate, overnight lending rate, and the rate of the main operation by 100 basis points to 9.25%, 10.25%, and 9.75% respectively. The discount rate was also raised by 100 BPPs to 9.75%. Moreover, the exchange rate of the US dollar against the Egyptian pound in the National Bank of Egypt jumped to 18.15 Egyptian pounds for purchase and 18.25 Egyptian pounds for sale.